This video contains flash images, violence, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. It all started from here. In 1986, Nintendo released an action-adventure game called Metroid. The game was notable because of its non-linear progression and solitary exploration format, but more importantly, its protagonist, Samus Aran. She is the first playable female character in a mainstream video game, although not that many people knew that because she wore a helmet all the time in the game. Maybe you recognize some of the female characters in the intro that's playing right now. Maybe you think they're cool, they're beautiful, but do you know how long it took for them to walk out of the shadow of male characters and have their own story written? Almost 30 years.
As I walk through frozen sands, through the flames of burning lands, my feet are torn, they're torn to strands. I will not thirst. As I cross the raging sea, waves are crashing over me. They drag me down, they drag me down, but I will not drown. They'll know my name. After the storms are passing through, they'll know my name. When they've forgotten all about you, they'll know my name. After the storms are passing through, they'll know my name. When they've forgotten all about you, they're calling out my name. They're calling out my name. And I shall rise, oh will I shall rise, again and again. I shall rise, oh will I shall rise, again and again. And I shall rise, oh will I shall rise, again and again. I shall rise, oh will I shall rise, again and again. I shall rise, oh will I shall rise, again and again. I shall rise, oh will I shall rise, again and again.
When Samus was created, she wasn't like any other female characters in any video games that existed at that time period. So what were female characters usually like in video games? Here is Princess Peach, one of the most famous stereotypical female characters from 1980s. She is kidnapped in 13 out of the 14 main Mario games and had to be saved by Mario all the time. From the original Super Mario Bros. To Super Mario Bros. 2, to the third one, to the one on Nintendo 64. Only this time, she was saved from a glass window. To the one on DS, so no matter how much the console has changed, the kidnap always remains. Ugh. On the other hand, in early-stage RPG games, such as Dragon Quest II, the male characters are always fighters, knights, or swordmen, and the female character is always a mage, who can only heal and support the male characters, but can't fight the monsters themselves. This mage feature was also in multiple Final Fantasy games, which the female character has to be saved by the male all the time because they can't fight. Or they would always be killed by the antagonist, so the male character could actually gain power after the plot of her death and beat the final boss. The princess and mage trend started to change after the creation of Tomb Raider in 1996. Tomb Raider was an action-adventure game created by Eidos, featuring a female protagonist, Lara Croft. Although the game itself is a milestone in the evolution of female characters in video games, Lara herself was also criticized as over-sexualized. She always wears tank top and a pair of shorts, which is why she was called dressed by males. I mean, I'm getting cold by just looking at you, Lara.
A famous explorer once said that the extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are.
In 2013, Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix decided to reboot the Tomb Raider series and get rid of Lara's over-sexualization.
Adventure found me.
The reboot wasn't a huge success because of the game's pointless storyline and meaningless tomb puzzles, but it was a good start. People started to focus more on Lara's adventure instead of her legs.
Throughout history, the boldest have dared to go further. They risk death, and in doing so live on forever. What drives these few to the ends of the earth? The desire to discover something more. The search for something greater.
2 years later, the sequel of Tomb Raider reboot was created. In Rise of the Tomb Raider, Crystal Dynamics clearly delivered the message that Lara Croft is an adventurer, not just a hot chick.
For some, discovering the secrets of the world is the only way to live.
Hey, notice this time she actually wears a winter jacket, snow pants, snow boots, and everything, instead of just a scarf with a hoodie on it. The game was a huge success. The players can actually feel with Lara, explore with her, ignore her gender, and purely respect her as she rises to become one of the greatest adventurers of all time. Rise of the Tomb Raider soon became the symbol of reducing over-sexualization and stereotypes of women in video games. Recently, more and more video games are featuring female characters as their main protagonist. They can replace any male characters in any roles in any type of video game. There's nothing the male characters would do that they can't. They can fight hard, take out anyone that stands in their way.
Just like you, just like you. For how long must I wait?
They are sarcastic.
More than they'd have done for us if this thing didn't work.
If it didn't work, it could have not worked.
Why did they cast you out?
Murder. You?
Birth.
I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of anything.
Really? Confidence is quiet. You're not.
They would have those badass moments too.
The key to the walls is one must lead with one's right foot.
Oh my!
Everything all right, my dear?
Do you require assistance? I never liked balls.
They get angry. and nasty sometimes.
Let go of me, you fucker! I am none of your goddamn business. Fuck you! You handcuffed me!
I need you to shut up.
Haha, fuck you too. Okay, don't be a dick.
They are awakening. They are rising. They might not be the prettiest girl dressed in the most beautiful dress anymore. But they are now the half of the sky.